Hello to you all out there. It's me again. This is page, I don't know what it is, 9, 8, page 9. Here we are on page 9. Yeah, progress is going slow. Um, I have to admit, sleep's been messed up the last couple of days, so that's been like affecting everything for some reason. Here we are with the first picture already posed and rendered. Let's save. I don't want to close that, but we'll save that and pop that in, and we've already got our word bubble. I didn't expect this page was going to be shot for you guys, but it kind of worked out. And to this, like I said, this is sort of making these videos really kind of puts my feet to the fire lately. um, at a time when like there's just a lot, a lot of distractions and that sort of thing. Come on, there we go. But yeah, sleep's been messed up, so I've just been like tired and worn out and just like unable to focus half the time on this. This sort of plays up a joke that was leading into the previous scene. He shows up at the coffee shop, and the girl isn't there, but Chase is. And we pop this bus in to sort of give our background. Something new and interesting, but if the idea is the bus is moving, then at this point it's got to go away, so we're going to delete it. Actually, no, let's not delete the bus, because this shot may make the bus invisible, may end up catching the idea that there's no scenery over here, so the bus will at least block that and it'll look okay. But the bus can, which way does the bus go? That way. But the idea is I can put the bus as far over as possible. Right there. Because I want the idea that the bus is just going by, not stopping. And I don't even know how much that'll be seen. And again, we want upward. And right there. Let's manipulate his face to show his annoyance. That can go off. Let's see. That looks good. No, I won't grab up. So let's do outer down, outer down. And eyelids top up. Sort of a wide-eyed expression. But the downside is I really don't know what I'm going to talk, what I've really got to talk to you about now, or how to keep this interesting. Let's see. And we will bring this. And so you hardly notice you hardly even notice that what that is, where it is, but it blocks this gaping hole in the scenery. um, I think, and one thing I didn't do is in this set, whereas like in the other sets back, either in the gym or in the apartment, I've been sort of blurring the background to give that depth of field feel to it. I kind of didn't do it here when I started using this set for some reason. Probably because I wanted the background a little sharper, but this, or is probably more like the shot didn't have enough of the background where I felt it was important. I didn't think I was going to be constantly doing these shots at the door looking out. And yet here I am. Another day in the coffee shop, another collection of panels with the outside as a backdrop. Okay, okay. Get it. Sheesh. Trying to think. Trying to decide if I want to sort of have him ask the direct question leading into Chase's next line, or if I just want to leave it at that and let Chase go into it on his own. And I may just leave it at that. At the same time, I don't like this really long one-line bubble, so we're going to cut this down, even though I'm not going to like this either. Oops. And one conscious decision I made too. I know in a previous video I talked about um, sort of costume changes and how every now and then I'll occasionally forget and either justify it in my head or go back and reshoot the scenes. But sort of in this case, I made the conscious decision to leave Chase in the same outfit we saw the last time he was on. Because the idea is if he just ran away without any preparation, he doesn't have like a bag of clothes to change into. He's stuck wearing the same thing all the time. Let's see. Edit, cut, and edit. Edit, cut. He says, but I did alter it slightly, and I'll show you as soon as the picture is done, and I can get back into the main panel. Layer new, layer to image size. Select shrink. Oops. It's like, again, I've got a conversation going in my head, trying to decide if I want to bring it out into the open or just leave it in my head. Um, and I'm not paying attention. And here's my picture. Open as layers. Layer scale, 34. Bring you up there, and I think this was cut here. Turn it over 1 pixel. Edit, cut, select none. Okay, I cut it too far, so we just move you over. That's not gonna kill it for me. Come back here. Let me go into scene. Yeah, see, so if I do a shot this way, there's nothing in the background over here. So I've got to be careful that like all the shots of Chase are these steep downward angles like that, where where like the top gets cut off on at the road. But going back to this for a moment, I was gonna tell you like what I did do to change this up a little bit was I took the diffuse color and made it like slightly a little more gray so that the white on the shirt wasn't as bright as you see before. So if I just set it back to 255 to all white, that's what the shirt looks like, new and clean. So we just tone the diffuse down a little bit so it doesn't look quite so bright. We're not going to sit and worry about making it look dirty and grimy, but if we can take that newness, brightness, fresh out of the washer look away, then that'll be enough. Um, and this seems to be a favorite thing of mine. Is to make these talking head scenes more interesting, we have the characters kind of like do that whole talking with the hands thing, where they just like bend their, just have this is almost a trademark where you have a character just kind of bending their arm and holding their hand out. Let's see. Actually, I think because I don't want to do like the same head scene, let's bring him into the shot looking on. Head count used. I have no. Let's fill it this way. I'm just trying to think if I want to change up this a little bit. Uh, oh my god. Good. want to leave. Oops. I think I was going to leave it at that. I was going to go dig up the pages for Friends Forever and remind myself what that town was called. See, the problem I've got with remembering that town's name is that there was a joke that got cut from that story. Or I can't say it was cut, it just never made the story. It was just one of those, like, I just never had the space to do it, so I kind of went back and changed a few names and cut out all lead in to it. Because I think there was, because they sort of made mention of the neighboring town as well. The one where Blue Star, when Blue Star pulled out of Town A, they kept their operation in Town B. So while Town A has been dying, Town A is still going strong. And the idea is it was supposed to be like, it was like, one was supposed to be like an East Springfield, a West Springfield. I think there was supposed to be a Springwood or something like that. And then there was supposed to be and it was supposed to lead into this sort of self-awareness where Elliot kind of comments on how everything is spring this, spring that. And sort of the joke was that whoever, the founders of the first settlers in this region just loved springs so much they named everything after springs. Even the county is Spring County. But, it was a joke that it would have been mildly amusing, but it really didn't add to the story. So by the time I reached the end of the story and realized it wasn't going to make it, I had to go back and change the name of the second town. And that's the kind of thing that just sort of throws my ability to remember the original town's name out the window. Layered image size. That kind of thing happens frequently. I go into a story and I've got like certain jokes and punchlines I intend to put in, and then I can just never, and then I'm just like never able to work them in. Um, so I guess one such joke which I managed to get in later, and after doing a lot of these videos, I don't remember if I've mentioned it before, but one of the jokes was in the Shrimp of the House series. What did I do? Cuts. And I forget which story it was supposed to be in. It was intended. I should say it was intended to be in, but it was the idea that one of the characters was supposed to figure out where Liz had the size changer hidden, and one of the other characters, or No, okay, no. I now that I'm thinking about it and working it through, I remember what it was. It was supposed to be in the Babysitter, way back in the Babysitter, the fourth story in the series. Um, it was the joke was that when the joke was supposed to be that, oh, excuse me, um, when Jackson takes the size changer away from Aiden, he was supposed to hide it, or he was going to mention that he hid it somewhere where Aiden would never look, the vegetable drawer in the refrigerator. So, but it was like, it was one of those things that never made it into the story, so I ended up using it somewhere else. Um, Let me see if I can remember top of my head while I'm like just focused on this. You can probably recall where it was actually, but it was the when the joke was sort of reworked slightly. It was that like the kids found the size changer when David had no idea where his wife had it hidden. And the joke is that she put it somewhere where she didn't think anybody would look, the vegetable drawer. Um, let's see. Um, that look good. That looks good to me. I'm sure that story was worth sitting through this for. Good, because I want to know when you want to leave. I'm not, especially with you. I don't care what happens to break. Oops. Problem is I've got the caps lock enabled, but I still fall back on this habit of hitting shift every time I do a proper name, or sometimes when I do a proper name or the first word of a sentence. Um, Not like I don't care what happens to Brayton and Sydney. Just there's too much going around here. I think with this one I can afford to. Oops. I can afford to cross over into this panel beneath this bubble. Put you there. This kind of took up more space than I was hoping, but it's not bad. And looks good. Edit, cut, select none. Oh shoot. Still got the active layer. And we are. So it's now that I've done a series for one entire book, and I'm a little past a quarter of the way through another, where I think in one of the first videos for Showtime, I kind of mentioned that, like, in one respect, this is kind of just show you that it's a lot easier. It's like all of you all at home could be, could it's could do this. It's not something that's out of. It's really, doing your own comic is not something that's out of reach. The idea is like, I kind of now wonder, like, has this video like inspired any of you to kind of go like, yeah, I really could do that. I'm going to start my own comic and like share it and see what you guys think. And, because it's like, I'm inspiring you all to be my competition, but at the same time, it's, you can never have enough art out there. The more the merrier. The more people that get into it, the something doesn't look right. And it could just be my eyes playing tricks, which I think it is. Yeah, I don't know. This looks like it's like ever so slightly. Oh, and I'm still on. God, ugh, why does it keep doing that? Oh, oops. I think this is just my head messing with me. Yeah, I think I'm staring too closely at this. And my eyes are messing with me. Okay. Or on the flip side, like some of you looking at this thinking like, yeah, I'd like to do this. I bet it's real easy. I'm gonna watch the videos and then you watch these and you're like, oh god, that's more work than I want to put into it. I just want something fun. I just want to do something quick. And it's not like you have to do exactly what I'm doing. or just like doing it the exact way, because I'm kind of like, I think I like explained at one point. I think I'm going to zoom in because he's going to be kind of angry at this point. We want it to be a little tighter of a shot. And it's like sort of a lot of the process I'm doing now is a lot more fine tuned than what I've been doing like with the first couple of books. So it's um, pointing out like this whole thing of adding the 1 pixel black border around every panel, is it's probably only something I've done in the last 12 months, been doing in the last 12 months. It's just a stylistic change. If you want to do it or don't do it, you don't have to, you don't have, it's like not something you have to do. If I think I mentioned it in another video, if you want to sort of just use a background image for the borders, that's, it's, the thing about this is like, as much as people will tell you there are rules for doing that, there are rules or guidelines you should follow, there's probably just as many reasons not to follow those rules or guidelines. That doesn't look angry. It's kind of like if you take it on, you find your own style. It's sort of do your own thing, do your own. I was gonna say do your own story, but that almost sounds like I'm being insulting. Like, stop copying my story, Like, and I don't want to say that because it's like, I kind of take inspiration from other stories too. If you like do your own story and take inspiration from mine, that's great. It's kind of, or you want to take one of my story ideas and sort of reinterpret it your way. I guess some artists might get upset at that. That's kind of flattering that, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I find that a little flattering that um, if you like the story that much, or if you have sort of your own idea to how it should play out. you know, you think like, yeah, that was a good idea, but let's see how that would work out if such and such a character went down the violent route instead of the, um, in render. Is that the kind of friend you are? Here's the point where instead of trying to be diplomatic and win him over, he gets angry and lashes out. And it really doesn't, and it's really not going to help his cause. Because now instead of pulling Elliot into his corner, he pretty much drives him away and hardens his position and basically reaffirms his decision not to help him. Oops. There we go. Ugh. Later. Oops. Okay. That's why. Let's merge that down, and now we'll start taking borders. Layer to image size. Okay. Cut. Edit. Paste as new layer. Oops. I don't need to do that. Select invert. Select shrink. Okay. Select invert. Edit. Cut. There we go. Edit. Paste as new layer. Now I can make it invisible. While we're doing that, let's save this. We haven't saved this yet, so we'll go save as, and we'll go page 9. And I think, like I've mentioned it before, um, you know, Des Studio here is really a very user-friendly program. It was, I came into this and like the whole 3D, the idea of 3D, like modeling and 3D work, was, it's like I'm somebody for, that where that's kind of daunting. Um, I'm also somebody that once I get working with a program, I can become expert at it just by using it and learning it. But, that doesn't make it any less daunting to start out with. Des Studios is really very sort of user friendly for a beginner. It's they provide this, it's like you go onto the DAS site and you can get the software free. They've got a few basic models that you can get for free. You don't have to invest to get started. Um, so you can get enough where you can play around and practice with the program and get used to it. And without needing much of a tutorial. And even once you do get used to it, you really don't need to spend a lot, or you really don't need to spend anything at all, because there's a lot of, in addition to DAS, there are a lot of sites out there that have free stuff, free models available. In a lot of cases, I think the general consensus is that, like, when you get something free, generally there's going to be some work involved to it. And oops, I want to open as layers. But even though the economy is doing well, here in the States, there's still a lot of people who are still basically, a lot of us are still working like sort of paycheck to paycheck, so to speak. So it's not like, So it's not like you can just afford to spend on everything that looks good, everything that's nice. It's sort of so you kind of take advantage of sort of the free stuff, and you put the work in to make it usable so that you can kind of save, money for where you want to spend it. If that's, if you end up deciding that you want to spend. But, I mean, you really don't have to, like I said. Um, there's a ton of free stuff out there that you can take advantage of. Um, your image size. Cut. Paste this. Okay. And I really need to take a short break here. So after I get this merged down, we're going to have a little snip in the video while I head off and do something. Working on this, and my insides start revolting over dinner and won't let me wait the extra 5 or so minutes to finish this up. I know, in the too much information category, but anyway, back to kind of what I was talking about before. Now I can delete the bus. No, that wasn't what I was talking before, but I know I mentioned early on, I think in one of the earliest videos, might have been the first video, I can't remember now, but I did for Showtime, is I talked about wanting to do a series of modeling videos, instead of just staging scenes and posing the characters, actually do a series sort of showcasing kind of how undaunting it is to get into actual modeling, and how like easy it is to create kind of simple things on your own. And this is sort of in the category of, I don't know if I'll post it or what, but I think when I started, why didn't that look like? Oh, I see what I'm doing. Okay, let's. I think sort of sitting in a folder, and I'm not sure if I want to post them yet. I did actually put together a couple of short videos. I think one was an introduction, basically just kind of going over sort of what you need to know about uh, Daz and Daz Studios and um, Daz's other program, Hexagon. Kind of the basics, and then I put together sort of another one where I basically model a couple of simple objects, basically just like a quick coffee table, end table, and shelf. Kind of couple of very a 3-piece furniture set, very simple, very easy, just to kind of show you how like quick and easy you can put stuff together. I guess what I'm waiting for is I kind of want to do another one. I kind of want to do like another one or two before actually posting them, so it doesn't seem like a series that just kind of ended before it started. um, I guess the thing is, like, I threw those together when I was doing the modeling on the warehouse for this story, and sort of like I got caught up in that, just never got around to doing another one. But it's like still in the back of my head that I want to do like another video and make a series before and put it up on YouTube. This is number 12, right? Oh no, this is 11. I already changed that. Shoot. Sort of have a series going before um, really posting it. So you've got maybe an inspirational series that's kind of meaty. Let's see. If you don't like my answer, then yourself. For someone else to fight your fights for you. Okay, that's it. Oh, let's see. How much can I spread this out? I don't think it's gonna work. So we're gonna. I gotta stop doing that. Because that's too. If you want to get into this and you've got like little to no budget, if you put like little to no budget on the project, kind of like I do, in addition to like the free stuff, you can kind of learn to model and make your own stuff. And that way too, you get something that's exactly what you want instead of having to instead of like making do and sometimes settling on a piece that you're not entirely thrilled with. Or even if you find a couple of models that you're happy with, but you sort of need more to flesh out a full style. And sort of this insult will sort of cut right to Chase's, sort of like a harsh truth for Chase. But of course, because it's going to be a couple of days in their time before Elliot comes around and decides he's going to help after all. Why does it keep doing that? It can't get it can't get under Chase's skin that much that he takes it to heart and goes off and, and tries to do it himself. And where's my guide? Select none, edit, paste as a new layer. Oh, I don't. What am I doing? Select, invert, shrink, invert, edit, cut. Merge down. Now we have this saved. We'll save this. Save image, flatten, and let's export to JPEG. We'll hit enter or not. Enter. There we go. Yeah. Stop doing this. Why can't it save my settings? Okay. And here's page 9. I was here first. I had no idea you'd be here too. It's so far away from your place, I didn't expect you to be here. I thought you and Rusty would just hang out with your new friends and not bother me until. Okay, I get it. Sheesh. Good, because now I want to know when you want to leave. I'm not, especially with you. It's not like I don't care what happens to Brayton and Sydney. It's just there's too much going on around here. There's people here who need me as much as you do. So you're just going to turn your back on everybody you left behind. Is that the kind of friend you are? You forget about people the minute you leave them behind? Oh, like you did? If you don't like my answer, then you should go back and help them yourself. Then again, you always look for someone else to fight your fights for you, right, Chase? Ugh. Okay. So I think with this one, I need to sort of realign the words because I got just a little bit more space above the words than below it. So we're going to come back and just make that minor adjustment. Control Z will go back a step, maybe. There we go. Um, Come on. There we go. That should do it, right? Okay, that looks better. Now we'll just save, image, flatten, export to page 9, and that's it. And I thank you for watching. And, more importantly, I kind of thank you for your support in general. It's again, I can't say it enough, but I really am appreciative. It kind of makes me feel special. It really makes me feel good that I can, I can make something you enjoy as much as you do to stick around and just keep coming back. So I hope I can kind of keep making the kind of stuff you like. And I guess in the meantime, I'll see you on the next video.